while my parents weren't millionaires financially, man, they were wealthy, spiritually, family-wise, and they exposed me to our culture. I grew up in the black world, and going to the white world, coming back here, it's just been a great thing, man. But I needed school for where God is taking me and our company, because I'm at a point in my life to where I see it now. This is much bigger than Anthony. This is much bigger than me just wanting to be wealthy. This is God allowed me to go through expulsion. God allowed me to go through those seasons of my life to learn. And the Bible says that he'll never put more on you than you can bear. And I think the reason why he allowed me to go through certain things is because of these four people. Because he knew my parents would be praying. My fathers will be on the flight here to check on me. Because he knew if I got to a season of low, there was never a point that one of them would have not been here. And school has been absolutely amazing. And I'm excited. I'm excited about where God is going. But I want to say this. Because I think I'm not crying because I'm excited for others to see this. Because, yeah, I talk about building wealth, but I wouldn't be where I was, where I am today, and where we are going as a company if it wasn't for these four people.
Hey, what's going on, fam? Real quick before we get into today's show, I need your help. You see, over the last 4 years, this movement has grown by over 1 million people. And to be honest with you, we are just now getting started. So to serve you better, yes, you, my team and I have created the E3 Impact Survey. It is a short 10-minute survey to learn more about you, your money goals, your general goals, your struggles, and how we can support your journey to financial freedom, which is financial wealth, right? So our mission is 100% and it's super bold here. This is to help eliminate $1 billion in debt and build $500 million in assets by the year 2050. But we can't do that without hearing from the people we're here to serve. So, to thank you for taking the time out of your day to complete this survey, we're giving away 4 $500 Amazon gift cards. Just complete the survey and you'll automatically be entered in to win. We'll email the winners on June 15th. All you have to do is to head over to anthonyoneal.com/survey or click the link in the show description to take the E3 Impact Survey. Listen, your voice is crucial. Your voice is key to helping millions and building the future we all deserve.
Man, I remember so many vivid things in my head about each one of my parents, but I want to talk about my Cali dad one time, because my dad said it. He laid the foundation. My dad added on to the foundation and exposed me to so much. But I never forget one day, and my mom said it, if you tell me I can't do something, I am going to make sure that I do it. And I'll never forget this one time. There was this kid, he said, you will never beat me. I was running track and field. He said, you will never beat me. I am faster. And I looked at him one day, and I said, I'm gonna beat you. And we were at, it was a track and field day. We was at Oceanside High School. I remember this. I just see it in my head.
Yeah.
And the kid next to me, on my left, was looking at me. You ain't gonna beat me. I look to the right. It's my dad, ghost son. When that gun went off, I started running. You know, in track, they say don't look to the left or to the right because you'll slow down. Out my perimeter, I don't see to my left. I'm racing my father because he's running the whole way.
Wow.
And he's just like, go son, go. And I'm like, this man is running with me. So I'm trying to beat my father.
Wow.
But I'm not competing with my dad.
Right.
I'm competing with the guy.
But he's setting the pace.
But he's setting the pace. he's setting the foundation. And I get across the line and he's jumping like crazy because I forgot that I was winning. And so, man, I forgot. And the reason why he's jumping up is because literally I was so focused on my father that the kid he wasn't even close to winning.
Wow.
And I didn't understand that day. And I didn't understand half of the stuff that my parents made us do when we were young and why they did half of the stuff. But as a man, I always remembered the tempo was always set by my father's. And I watched my mother's compliment and surround them and control that. There was nothing major that, and when I was growing up, that he wasn't there. Every track and field, he was there. And I was successful in that because he was right there running. And I'll never forget foundation. One of the reasons why I can adapt and adjust so quick is one day we were running and he was in the Marines. That's when he didn't have that gut that he has right now.
Simplifying that.
It's going away. But he would go running, and one day I asked him, "Can I go with him?" And he said, "Well, son, you can't keep up. You can ride the bike." And we were running. It was coming down the hill, the steep hill, and I saw my father fall, and he literally flipped in midair, got back up, and started running. And in my head, I said, "That is the coolest thing ever." And I got that to the house. And one thing about both of my fathers, they could take a moment and turn it into a sermon. And when we got back, I was tired and I was ready to go in the house and just chill. But my dad always had an office in the garage. And he took me in there and he said, "Son, did you see what I did?" I said, "Yeah, that's the coolest thing ever." He flipped in midair there. He said, No. I adapted, I adjusted, and I overcame. And I was like, wow. I don't know what you just said, but wow. But even now, as I get older, like they said earlier, that what you sow into your kids, even when they get older, it will come back. And one of the main reasons why I can adapt and adjust very quickly is because of the foundations of what I've had. Here is the truth. I am always looking for practical ways to help you build, wealth, specifically generational wealth and legacy. And one of the best ways you can do that is with life insurance. That's why I partner with my friends at Ethos. They made buying life insurance simple and hassle-free. Whether you're the main provider for your family or want to make sure your loved ones aren't left with financial burdens like debt, life insurance is a powerful way to provide financial security. As a business owner and a homeowner, I took this seriously and secured a $2 million life insurance policy through Ethos. Why? Because having a peace of mind, knowing my family will be cared for when I'm no longer here, is extremely priceless. What I love about Ethos is their quick and straightforward process. You can apply entirely online in as little as 10 minutes. I'm not even exaggerating. I did it myself. Listen, no medical exams, just a few health questions that you must answer honestly. Plus, it's affordable, making it easier to protect your family without breaking the bank. Listen, I want you to lock in your rate today by visiting anthonyoneal.com/life insurance or click the link below to get your personalized free quote today. Listen, as we're getting back to the show, I want you to protect your loved ones. Don't play around with it. Be like me. I promise you. It's a hard conversation to have, but you will sleep peacefully knowing that you took care of your family. Go to anthonyoneal.com/life insurance. Let's get back to the show to help you keep building this wealth. I love all four of my parents because in today's generation, I see mothers talking negative about other mothers. I see fathers talking negative about other fathers, and they never got together. These four parents never asked me, what did the other family do? They never said, hey, when you go back home, don't you do this, or don't tell them this, or when I got back with them, when I went home for the summer, they never said, okay, what did you do? Or I never felt negativity between us. I never felt my father intimidated that he laid down the foundation, right? But I respect the fact that he was like, yo, but I am your dad.
So what he did, I respect. But now this is my house. And I'm going to add on to that. And I mean, it's just been great to do that. And it's like, I really want to just thank my parents because, man, God knows I'm still not a perfect guy today. And I have still a lot of maturing to do in areas. But where I am today is because I just have 4 dope parents that I've seen go through life. And I've seen they've never given up on me. And I try not to get emotional about it because I tell my story all the time. And I wanted the world really just to see that, like, yo, this is my truth. And I have 4 dope parents, but I think for me, it's nothing to take away from my mother's because I'm a man, right? I am a solid man because of the fathers that I have. And there's nothing prideful about me because I watched my fathers respect each other and love each other. And I can't walk around prideful. Like another man doesn't intimidate me because I didn't see that man intimidate that man or that man intimidate that man.
Right.
But I saw them love and honor and respect each other. And my dad to this day, how's John doing? Right? He'll ask about him. And as a kid, I'm like, this is confusing. You're supposed to not like him. You know, my mom, when I first saw them, I ain't gonna lie to nobody. When they got to the house, I was dating someone at the time. I said, I don't know how this is gonna be. Staying in the same house at the same time. I said, I don't know, but it was just so refreshing. And I'll say this and I'm gonna shut up. I want to thank my mothers too, because I never thanked them together, but my very first love of my life, I'll never forget. I was preaching my first sermon, and my biological mom flew to North Carolina to hear me preach my first sermon. I was dating an amazing woman back then. She was amazing. And after that weekend, my mom stayed over, and both my mothers took that young lady out to dinner. And in my head, I said, I don't know how this is going to go. Because while they respect each other, these are 2 different individuals. And they do not play about Anthony. You know, like she plays about me a certain kind of way. She has a certain kind of way about me. I was like, this is going to be so awkward for that person. And I'll never forget when she came back home, she called me and she was crying because she was like, I've never in my life seen 2 ladies. I would have thought that both of them were the way the conversation was. And I said that, man. And to this day, I don't play about neither one of my moms. They'll tell you, I've had exes like, oh yeah, your mama's boy. Like they'll get upset. I don't play about my mothers because they didn't play about me. And I love them, you know, and I love them. And here's the thing, and I say this, I want the whole world to know this. I have 2 other siblings, right? And if something was to happen to my biological dad, my mom has 3 kids. If something was happening to my dad, my mom only has 1. And I told this to my mom, the whole world know. Told my mom and dad, I said, hey, I can't be the primary for mom because you have 2 other kids. If something happened to my dad, I'm her primary. I love her so much. I remember when something happened to my dad, we were both concerned. And I remember her saying, if something would have happened, would our relationship change? And I told my dad, hell no. And that year I had a conversation the next year with them. I said, hey, I love you all. And I'm going to ride with mama. She will be taken care of. But this mother of mine, she will move in with me. She wants to say goodbye to her sister and them because I just love what they've done for me. And they've made sacrifices. And now, you know, fathers, they'll be on their own. He did it wrong, John.
That's terrible.